mistress and left another wife for a mistress before going back to someone and all of that. Go and check this story. It's all over the internet. Apparently, I grew up knowing Steve Harvey because I'm a product of the 80s. So we grew up watching most of his movies and, his stand-up comedies on VHS and all of that. So somehow we read magazines on scandals regarding their marriage and all of that. But this is not about these people. It is just about the fact that you celebrity always think people care about whatsoever is happening in your marriage. But at the end of the day, the only thing we want is views, likes, comments, and people to think that we are smart. Whereas we've got our own problems. I'm never going to address my relationship issues on social media. I don't care how big I'm going to be. Whiskey, I might be older than Whiskey. Loads of you might be older than Whiskey, but I think you should learn from him. He's never going to bring his relationship issues on social media. No matter what, he's not just going to bring it. He might come and shower good words, praises on his wife. That's a thing. But for Whiskey to think, oh, so when I now fuck up, you're now cheating. No. Women can do better. We must learn to treat these women, especially those of us that we are more like a public figure, because our future is going to be bright. And that woman that has been there for us, we must learn to treat her better. Because at the end of the day, if you check and balance, trust me, I'm a chronicle cheater. A chronic cheat. Like way back, fuck. I lost my ex with some silly mistakes. I might come out and sound like, oh, she messed up. But the reality about it is, Jai, didn't I mess up in some ways? Because I wasn't paying attention to some things she was complaining about. I was not a good listener. I was not being nice to her. But I loved her and I care. Because caring for someone, loving someone is different to when you're nice to someone. When you're nice to someone, you put them first. You consider their feelings, their mental health. You consider everything. And that is when your love and everything is now balanced. Guys, we must learn to do better. We must learn to let this gender talk to us. I'm not talking about these Gen Zs that doesn't know the value of love. No. I'm talking about the ones that understand relationship. The ones that are in that stage and age and the right state of mind to know what relationship is all about. When you found that perfect person or when you find that good person in your life, you must learn to observe, because the reality is we men knows a good woman. But our problem is we are always after bad and bougie. We are always after the Instagram models. You must learn to listen to your woman. You might not be a good listener, but learn to be nice. When she talks, even if you're not listening, just pretend like you're listening. Go on your own, process it, and find a way to be nice to her regarding whatsoever she might have talked about with you. Because at the end of the day, if you don't do all these things, you will start forcing yourself for acceptance and validation from her. Then you suddenly turn to low budgeted lover boy, like the kind of drama that Nino had to go through to start proving to the woman that he's back, he's real, he's going to be everything the woman needs and all of that. But it is always too late when you don't do it at the right time. You need to understand that you must learn to drop your ego when a relationship is important to you. And this is how you know the relationship is important to you. After you've had your misunderstanding and both of you walk away and this thing, you still always come back in one way or the other. When you find yourself coming back in a relationship of 4 years and you've left and you're back on 10 different occasions and you still always have to say sorry, and sometimes you look at her like while she's just lying down there and you're feeling guilty, that is when you should know that this is the right person for you and be committed. Go all out for that person. Forget about all this you can't trust two men, you can't do this, you can't do that. See, we as men need to understand something, that a woman that wants to sleep with you knows she wants to sleep with you, and a woman that wants to spend the rest of her life knows that with you knows that she wants to spend the rest of her life with you. It is now left for you as a man to balance the equation. Wá gbàkàrà, wá gba dùndú, wá gbàṣù, la fi ń fọmọdé mọ́ra. I am not a perfect person, but sometimes I work on my imperfection. I listen, I observe. What is pissing this woman off? Why is she being aggravated? Why is she acting like this? I don't want to be right all the time. One of the things I have done for myself and I've learned so far is I don't want my woman to be sorry. I don't want to put my woman in that spot whereby she's got to apologize to me. And I don't expect too much from my woman. And that is the simple reality. When you've learned all these things, you understand that sometimes women are wired differently. That is the gender that is wrong and doesn't want to apologize. And you know she's wrong. But have you ever observed her to know how she apologized? You are always about, I am sorry, I'm sorry. She's got her own different ways of apologizing. Are you going to eat? If you know you are eating taco, that's her own way of apologizing. To teen law, oniranu. Because of that, you understand. They are not direct. They are not wired to be direct when it comes to apology. Compared to women, women are wired to be direct to apologize. Women are not wired to be to see. Bring 100 women, 95% of them they will do skolomiskoe to apologize to you. But men, 95% of women can just go that, babe, I'm sorry about what happened and all of that. This thing is not easy as you think. Ajumama manage arawani. But in the midst of us managing ourselves, we must learn to be nice to ourselves. We chase love, attention, loyalty, respect. We forget that word, nice. How nice are you to your partner? That's the question I'm going to ask you this morning.